You're trying to lose weight, get in shape, and stick to your diet, but dadgummit, you are hungry. In today's episode, I'm going to give you 7 simple tips to curb that hunger so you can stick to your diet. Stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome to the Digital Barbell Podcast. My name is Jonathan. My wife, Blakely, and I own Digital Barbell. We're an online training and nutrition coaching company, helping people all over the world get fit, get strong, lose fat, get in shape without having to wonder what to do or getting bored to tears in the process. Today, we're tackling a topic that's definitely near and dear to anybody's heart who has ever tried to lose weight. We're talking about hunger. Hunger is definitely part of trying to lose weight. There's really no way to avoid it completely, but with the right approach, you can minimize it so you can still be successful. Let's start by talking about why we get hungry in the first place when we're dieting. To lose weight, we have to eat fewer calories than we normally do, and then our body will use our body fat to make up the difference. It's called being in a calorie deficit. And like I said, when you're in that calorie deficit, your body will make up the difference in energy by burning your existing body fat. But unfortunately, your body has self-defense mechanisms in place to try to stop you from losing weight. More specifically, your body tries to use your hunger hormones of leptin and ghrelin to try to stop you from losing weight. These are the hormones that tell you whether you're hungry or whether you're full. The truth is that no matter how well you do on your diet, there's going to be times where you're hungry. That's just the way that it goes. But we don't want it to be so much that you feel like you're just grinding your way through. We can use strategies to minimize hunger and make it so you can stick with your plan. One of the most common reasons that people get so hungry that they just quit their diet altogether is that they're using too aggressive of a calorie deficit. We recommend shooting for about a 10% calorie deficit. And if you want to know exactly how many calories we recommend for you and your goals, you can check out our calorie and macronutrient calculator. I'll put a link to it down below. All right, let's get into these 7 practical tips that we use with our clients to help them manage hunger and reach their goals. All right, tip number 1, don't buy tempting foods. You already know which foods are your kryptonite. Maybe it's cookies or chips or salty snacks. Whatever it is, don't let it come into the house. Make the hard decision one time at the grocery store instead of every single night of the week because you brought it home. This doesn't mean that these foods are bad or that you can never have them, but if you know that they're a trigger for you, keep them out of the house to make your life easier. All right, tip number 2 is plan your day. Most of us are fairly routine throughout the day, and we even get hungry at the same times of day also. I don't know about you guys, but our dogs know exactly when it's time for them to eat, even if we're out of our normal routine. So I started by saying you need to plan ahead. So think about, when are you going to be out of the house? What can you bring with you so you don't have to stop for something that's often a tempting, higher calorie option? For years, I used to work out of my truck driving around the city, and I would bring with me a cooler bag that always had a mid-morning snack, my lunch, and an afternoon snack so I wouldn't run into a fast food place or a gas station to get a candy bar. So think about your day. When do you typically get hungry? Is it 10 a.m.? Is it on the way home from work? What situations make it harder for you to stick with your plan? How can you be more ready for those specific times? What I'm trying to say is that a little preparation goes a long way in helping you stay on track. All right, number 3, stay hydrated. This one sounds really simple, but it really is true that staying hydrated, drinking enough water can help you stay on track with not getting too hungry. I know you've heard somebody say before that maybe you're not hungry, maybe you're just thirsty. I don't know if that's true, but I do know that having a stomach full of water can easily keep you feeling full for another 30 minutes so you can make it to your next meal. If you want to get really fancy, try carbonated waters like LaCroix or other brands. Those extra bubbles in the drink can make you feel even fuller. We recommend shooting for about a half an ounce of water per day per pound that you weigh. So if you weigh about 150 pounds, try to get about 75 ounces of water a day. And yes, the water in stuff like coffee and tea does count towards your water goal. Tip number 4 to avoid hunger when you're dieting is to fill up on high volume, low calorie foods. This is definitely one of my favorite strategies because it's just so darn effective. Eat foods that take up a lot of space in your stomach for not a lot of calories. Having a full stomach stretches the lining of your stomach, which sends a signal to your brain that you're full. Here's an example to show you what I mean. 170 calories of cooked oatmeal takes up about 2 cups of space in your stomach, whereas 170 calories of peanut butter takes up about 2 tablespoons worth. Other high volume, low calorie foods include stuff like greens or really any other vegetable, watermelon, potatoes, pickles, strawberries. These foods are really filling, which means you're going to feel full without eating a lot of calories. Tip number 5 is make protein a priority in your everyday diet. Protein is a massive hunger fighting hack. It takes longer to digest. It takes a long time to chew. It's filling, and it gives your brain more time to register that you've eaten enough. Some great low-calorie protein options include chicken breast, turkey breast, shrimp, low-fat cottage cheese, or even whey protein. Try starting every meal with a really good serving of protein, and if you download that calculator that I mentioned earlier, it'll show you exactly how much protein we recommend for you. Tip number 6 to avoid hunger when you're on a diet is to use low-calorie hacks. I'll preface this one by saying that we believe that most of your diet should be whole, minimally processed stuff that walked on the earth or came out of it, but there's nothing wrong with using some lower calorie, more processed options to make your life more enjoyable. Some examples of these could be Bolthouse brand salad dressing, which is really low calorie, G. Hughes barbecue sauce, sugar-free popsicles and frozen treats, low-fat peanut butter powder like PB2, and low-calorie ice cream options like Halo Top. Our personal favorite are Yasso bars, which are made from frozen Greek yogurt, and they come in at only like 90 or 100 calories per pop, and they're delicious. These kinds of foods can help satisfy cravings and help you just stick with your diet overall without blowing your calorie budget. Last tip, tip number 7, is eat bigger meals. This one might surprise you, but eating bigger meals is the best way to avoid snacking between meals. If your breakfast is a minuscule little 200 calorie thing, you're much more likely to be starving by 10 a.m., which is going to make you want to go grab a pastry or some other food that really doesn't line up with your goals. Instead, have well-rounded meals that include a protein, a vegetable, a fruit, some starch. We recommend having between 400 and 600 calories per meal, depending on your total calorie needs for the day. Last thing I want to say is that hunger is not just physiological, it's largely psychological too. If you're going to be successful at maintaining a healthy weight, you've got to learn to deal with a little bit of hunger and not immediately eat at the first time you feel hungry. At first, it's going to take a little bit of mental toughness, but just like everything that you practice, you will get better at it. Just remember that hunger is a normal thing when you're trying to lose weight. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong, but use the tips that I gave you in this episode to help keep hunger at bay so you can stick with what you're trying to do. One other free resource we have for you is our grocery and meal prep guide. We'll teach you how to build a healthy grocery list and how to turn all those ingredients into healthy meals that your whole family will love. I'll put a link for how you can download it in the notes below. Thanks for watching and have a great day.